What? Okay. So, I need 2 more minutes. I'm so sorry. I need like 2 more minutes, okay? I just have to go downstairs and get some water and some snackies, okay? Because I can feel it. I can feel my blood sugar. It's dropping, okay? We don't want me being like, ooh, while I'm streaming, right? We don't want any of that business. I'm sure that that made a beautiful still image. So I'm gonna go downstairs and I'm gonna get a little Dwinkie. I'm gonna get some water. I hate myself for saying it like that. I'm gonna go downstairs and get some snacks, okay? It's gonna take me 2 minutes. Do you guys like my new... It's an Ouroboros. Isn't that cute? It matches with my new snake ring. Are you allowed to be goth and wear gold? Or are you only allowed to wear silver? I don't know. I don't really care. I'm gonna wear whatever I want. Alright. Okay. Why is it so big? Okay. This is the situation. This is the situation. 2 minutes. Oh, do you like my outfit? This is cute. Okay, just kidding. I'm getting snacks for real. Come on. Holy shit. I may also actually... Whew. I may also have to change clothes. At least, like, my shirt. Guys, it's 85 degrees out right now. Oh my god. It's so hot in here. I've got the AC on like 68. And it's so fucking hot. It's 85 degrees. It's February 8th. Yeah, I'm gonna go put on like a... Yes, guys, it's 85 fucking degrees here. I'm dying. I think it has been fine, except there's an open window right here. So I'm getting hit with all that. It's just so much hotter in this corner than the rest of up here is. So I'm gonna go change. I had no idea. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna put on like a tank top or something. Okay. Holy fuck. How is it hotter in here now? That's insane. Oh my god, dude. Okay. We gotta put them under the blanket because you know the crying is gonna start. Okay, come on. Here we go. I know. How you want to be under a blanket right now is beyond me, but here you go. Oh my lord. So, Holy Mother of God. Okay. So from the time... Oh! From the time that I... Do not be alarmed. Higher temperatures just mean that God loves us. That's so true. From the time that I was doing my makeup, and I was like, wow, it's really hot in here, and I changed the AC, I put it down to 68. Between then and now, it actually went up a degree up here. It went up a degree up here. How is that even possible? That shouldn't be physically possible. It got hotter when I put the AC lower. Oh my god. But hey, this is a better look, don't we think? Do we appreciate this? Christ. It's February 8th, guys. It's February. Everything's fine. It's fine. It's so fine. Everything's okay. I'm not upset. I'm not upset at all. Wow, that's crazy. Hello. I'm not in Australia. I'm in Texas. Hello, Tina2, thank you so much for the raid. Hello, raiders. A stream actually just started. We haven't even talked about anything yet. I've like just sat down. Wow, that's crazy. I've just sat down. I had to run around and do a bunch of stuff, and then it was like 10 million thousand degrees in here, so we had to get changed. I had to get snacks. Do you guys want to see me take a bunch of pills? Are you guys into that? Do you guys want to watch me take pills? Ready? You guys ready for this? Do you guys like that? Are you into that? I actually do have to take a bunch of pills. I have to take all my mushroom pills for the day. and my vitamin D pill, because my doctor says that that's why I'm sad. You guys want to watch me take a bunch of pills? I'm sorry, I'm like this. I was an ugly child, so I became a theater kid on the inside. I'm sorry that I'm like this. I won't change. I will always be like this. Do we like this? Do we want to watch me? No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna take them like a normal person. First time chat from Raider. Are you gonna share with the rest of the class? You almost made me spit out my water. Absolutely not. These are my mushroom pills. It's time for your streamer to take her normal pills. I took my normal pills when I got up this morning. These are my mushroom pills that are supposed to make me happy. I take lion's mane and cordyceps. I don't know if that's how you say it. Cordyceps? Cordyceps? I think that's how you say it. I did a bunch of reading about them, and apparently there's a lot of studies actually that show that they are supposed to be pretty good for you. So it's time to take my mushroom pills. Took my normal pills already. Have you seen the meme? That's like Mental Health Awareness Month. And it's, can you not just eat the mushroom? Well, lion's mane and cordyceps, it's better to put them in a formulation. Also, those mushrooms are really gross. They're gonna cost a lot more in mushroom form, and they can't travel or sit as well. So, like, I have, 3 months worth of this, and that would not work if it was in, actual mushroom form. Anyway. Have you guys seen the meme where it's Mental Health Awareness Month, and it's a picture of a trash can, and it's you can tell from the motion that someone is throwing a pill bottle in the trash can, and it just says, "Oh, y'all are about to be very aware." That's me. That's my meme. They made that meme about me. So we have to take all of my pills so that I can function throughout the day. Do you guys want to see my other pills? Are you ready? I'm so sorry for all the raiders. I promise we're not normally like this over here. That's not true, I'm lying. We're always completely batshit insane. Why is she lying? This is my krill oil, because I don't take fish oil, I take krill oil. It's got the good fats in it, the stuff that makes my tits big. No, I'm just kidding, that's not what omega fats do. This is my vitamin D pill, because my doctor said that I don't have enough, and that's why I look like this. No, ma'am. No. Okay. Are we ready? Only 40 minutes after stream was supposed to start. Are we almost ready? Guys, why are you dragging ass? Why are you taking so long? I hate it when you guys do this. I hate it when I tell you stream is gonna start at a time, and then I start it an hour late, and then you guys are dragging ass. You had an hour. Okay. You can come up here, Ren, but you need to promise me that you're not going to be completely insane. That's my job. Okay? Alright. Do you guys want to see a wiener? Come here. Come here. Oh, I got you. Oh, here we go. It's Rian. It's Rian time. It's wiener time. Ooh, hello. Ooh. Yeah. Is this what you wanted? Is this what you wanted? Is this what you thought would happen when you jump up here? Is this what you wanted? Okay. I guess that was not what she wanted. Okay, I'm gonna put you down, okay? Alright, there we go. I don't like it when you growl at me like that. But I respect that you don't want to do that anymore. Okay. You can't sit like this. How is this comfortable for you? How is this comfortable for you? She's balancing on with her shoulder on my thigh, using the table for her head, and there's nothing else keeping her in position. Okay. You know what, Rin? It's a free country. You can do whatever the fuck you want. But when you fall, don't say I didn't warn you. Yeah, see, that wasn't comfortable. Babies are on screen. Oh, here we go. He's kind of chunky for a hot dog, isn't he? Well, her name is Ren, and she is very overweight, yes. When she went to doggy prison, because she went to doggy prison a few years ago, she is a felon, and when she went to doggy prison, the COs at the doggy jail were like, hey, you actually can't have a 30-pound dachshund. That's actually, like, kind of unacceptable. And I was like, well, I'm sorry. She's really well fed. And they were like, how about you stop that, actually? How about you stop feeding her so much then? Because you can't have 30-pound dachshund once again. It's actually very bad for them. And I was like, ooh, I'm sorry. Ooh. It's called love and care. So now her and her sister are fed a little bit less. Yes, mods, explode my penis. It's okay, I'll forgive you for misgendering her. So we've been on a diet since then. And we are now, what do we weigh now? Like 27, 28 pounds? We've made a huge difference. Hi. Why was she in dog jail? For assault. For assault. Because she did something she wasn't supposed to do. But in her defense, that lady ran up to her. Got down on her level, a woman who has never met her before, mind you, got down in her face and put her hands out like this, which, why would you ever do that to a dog you don't know? And she freaked out and she bit her on the hand. So then she went and she reported it to our apartment complex. We were on the sidewalk in front of my house. Yeah, she wanted to get bit. But so we were on the sidewalk in front of my house, and Ren just freaked out. She didn't like that lady was in her face like that. I don't understand, why would you put your fucking hands in a dog's face? But yeah, but anyway, so then she had to go to doggy jail for a couple of weeks. And the state of Texas was like, if your dog bites someone again, we will kill her. And I was like, okay, we're going to go to doggy jail. We're going to get therapy. We're going to work through this. So she's a convicted felon on a 2 strikes and you're out program. So we stay inside now. Yeah, we stay inside now. She's really sweet to me. Strict policy of never reporting dog bites. I think, like, sometimes it makes sense to report a dog bite. I think in this situation it did not. But yeah. What was going on over on Tina's stream, by the way? For those of you who are new, how's it going? What were you guys talking about over there? Yeah, when keeping it real goes wrong. 100% when keeping it real goes wrong. But yeah, so she is I promise you, you don't want that. You don't want this. This is a mandarin orange. Rin is 28 pounds. Her sister, Edward, maybe she's under the blanket. I don't know. You can't see her. Eddie is small, so it's hard to tell. I swear she was just running around up here, though. I don't know. Maybe she went into my room. They have a bed in there, so they go and lay in there sometimes. Her sister, Edward, who you guys have, a lot of you have probably seen Ed. Ed's a lot smaller. They're litter mates. Ed was the runt of the litter. They are sisters and litter mates. Yes, her name is Edward. Officer, I'm just so hot and genial. Surely you can let this one go. It did not work like that. They actually came into my home. The animal police came into my home and issued me a citation and explained to me that she would have to go to a rabies quarantine. And that she was in trouble. It was a big fucking deal, actually. They showed up in uniform. Yeah, the dog police people showed up in uniform at my house, and they took the big loop, the big loop thing on the end of the stick, and they put it around my neck, actually, and they pulled me and they said, "Listen here, bitch." That's exactly what happened, Calvin. Thank you. It's almost like you were there. I'm so glad that someone sees and understands my trauma. Yeah, unfortunately, you can't "I'm just a girl" your way out of biting someone. It doesn't matter how cute you are. So anyway, they're litter mates and sisters, and Edward is so small that I always say that Ed didn't get enough nutrients in the womb, and that somebody took all her nutrients. I'm just bullshitting, but who knows if that's true or not. Do you know Russian words from a first-time chatter? I do not know any Cyrillic. I cannot read Cyrillic, I cannot understand Cyrillic, and I don't really know any Russian words. The guy that I'm seeing does. He studied in Russia. So sometimes he says Russian stuff to me, and I'm just like, okay. Cowboy Bebop reference? Yeah. She is named Edward because of Cowboy Bebop, that's true. And Rin is named Rin because of Inuyasha. Yeah, my CIA boyfriend. My CIA boyfriend who is not my boyfriend because he might be moving. So, you know how I came on stream the other day? And I was like talking about him a lot. And I was like really like excited about it, and I was like, oh, he's so great, I'm so happy. He might be being stationed somewhere else out of state in 6 months. And we find out like any day now. And if that's the case, then that's just it. And obviously we'll break up because we're not going to date for 6 months and get really attached and then he moves. Because neither of us are going to do long distance, and like it's not really appropriate to move out of state with someone after just 6 months. So, happiness probably denied. Literally that day that I was telling you guys about it on stream. Hell yeah. That's so cool for me. I can't wait to join a nunnery. I cannot wait to join a nunnery in the woods and never see a man again, never have to look at a man or think about a man. Not because I am a misandrist, but just because dating is the most painful thing in the entire world, and anytime I think it's going well, it's not. Surprise! It's not! We just have to wait and see. There's a chance that he'll be stationed here in Texas. There is a city here. He might be stationed in my city. There's a slight chance of that, but most of the places, it's one city in Texas and a lot of places outside of Texas, so unlikely. Yeah, I mean gunnery, yeah. You're gonna dip out just because you got hit with a little bit of mandarin juice? That's crazy. Are you dating an FBI agent? No, I'm not. I'm not gonna tell you anything else. I'm not gonna tell you guys anything else. Because you guys are gonna freak out about it, and people are gonna clip it, and they're not gonna understand, and I would have to tell you, like, a lot of information that I don't want to tell you for you guys to be like, oh, okay, cool, I get it. So, we're not gonna get into it. Especially if this is someone that I'm not even gonna be able to see, like, after, like, a couple of days, so. Anyway, yeah, he's totally an FBI agent. For sure. That's it. He's the only one that didn't get purged. He's the only one that didn't get assigned January 6 cases and didn't get purged this week. The last standing FBI agent is my boyfriend. Yeah, he's a DEI agent. That's why he likes me. Yeah, real quick, dox him so we can purity check your boyfriend. Yeah, no, so true. You guys hear this? You guys hear this? What's going on, Rin? What are we doing? Do you want under the blanket? Do you want me to pick up the blanket for you? We do this every day, guys. Alright. Okay. Mommy's here. Yay, here we go. Good job. We did it. We got under the blanket. Oh, hey, Tyrnix. Thank you. Thank you for gifting the sub. Yeah. So I guess this is just something I have to say every stream now, but they're burrowing dogs. Dachshunds are hunting dogs and burrowing dogs. They were bred to go into badger holes. So they like to be underground, they like to burrow, and because they're not in a hunting party, the closest thing that she will ever find to burrowing, being on a hunting party in 2025 living with my ass, is burrowing under covers. So they have to be undercovers. Yes, they're very codependent. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Thank you for making me manually change the sub goal. Appreciate that. Yeah, what's his social security number? What's his address? We need to purity check your boyfriend. It's so funny. Okay. Alright. We've done a little warming up. I see some... What's his mother's maiden name? I see some friendly faces here. See some familiar faces here. What do you think we do a little video watching? I think maybe there's a video that I want to check out. This might be bad. This might be a bad idea because every time I watch her videos, I just piss myself off. But move the abacus. Yeah. AKA I just got money. My search is so funny. My YouTube search history is so fucking funny. Hey, thank you, Tyrannex. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, I've got to figure out a way. I don't know how to do this, where whenever I switch to different scenes on OBS, it just shows the window, and I don't have to manually change the window capture every time. I have no idea how to do that. If someone who knows how to stream or work OBS wants to teach me, the professional streamer for many a year, how to stream, that would be really cool. My search history is fucking killing me. This is so funny. Justin Baldoni, Kyle Galinsky, Splits Training, Eyeliner, Vouch, RMR Rascal, great artist, by the way. Tucker Carlson, Hasanabi, Trump tariffs, hit workout, President Sunday, took her to my house, then I freaked it. Trump stew stretching for back pain relief. Okay. Fantastic. Oh, hi, Jerk. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of Kyle Kalinske lately. Big Kyle Kalinske fan. Actually, you know what's crazy? I started watching Kyle when I was like 20? She Went Ahead is still relevant. This video, look at the view counts on her videos. 2.6 million, 2.5 million, 1.7 million. Yeah, she's definitely still relevant. Thank you. Alright, we will move the abacus once again. Perfect. Yeah, so we're gonna watch this video and react to it. It's Blame the Voters responding to Democrat criticism, so hopefully it won't piss me off too much. A lot of her commentary on gender politics very much upsets me. I think a lot of her political takes are not that great and are not that well thought out, but we will see. Yeah, Tyrannex is the sub-daddy of the stream. Tyrannex is my USAID, actually.
Anyway, my last few videos about the
Why did this start at 17 seconds? I don't like that. Okay. Oh my god, this is 46 minutes long. Oh no. Oh no. What if we watch it at 1.5 speed? Yeah, we're gonna watch it at 1.5 speed. That's crazy. I can't. Why would that happen? Why would that be done to me? Okay. That's a really insane still image, yeah. Isn't her husband a Trump supporter? Yes, her husband is a tradcath who, in a private group chat with me and a bunch of other people, said that he thought that the Enlightenment was a mistake and that human rights are not real, that they're made up. Yep. Alright. Shu got married. Shu had a kid. Shu had a child with this guy.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the She One Head channel. I am your host, She One Head. You may know me on Reddit as generic far-right Fox News bigot, or perhaps you know me as Commie Mommy. You people need help. Anyway, my last few videos about the election got a lot of attention, as well as brought a lot of new people to the channel. So everyone say hello to the new people. Please welcome the new people. Please be polite to them. Educate them on what to expect here. Just don't tell them about the contraption. But not all the attention I got from my election videos was good attention. So I've decided today I am going to respond to those critics. I figured it's been a while since I actually responded to a response that I've gotten on YouTube. Very old school, very 2012 YouTube. All I need is a rant sona and I'm set. So that is what we're going to do today. I'm going to respond to criticism, rationally and calmly. I will be reacting to people's reactions of 2 different videos of mine, America is in Shambles and Downfall of the Democrats. If you haven't seen those videos, I will put them down in the description so you have more context. I highly suggest you watch them before you watch this video. Pause this video, go watch them. Don't worry, I will be right here. I've been here for 10 years. Will I be doing this in 10 more years? Will I be a 43-year-old e-girl? I guess we'll wait and see. Now, a lot has happened since my last video. It's been like, what, 2 months? That's like 10 years in internet time. There's so much going on in the news, it's honestly hard to keep up. Oh, that reminds me.
Is your mic picking up the audio from your speakers? I'll play the video. Yeah, I think it might be kind of fucked up. I can't use my headphones anymore. Can you guys hear this?
I have an app for that. Let's quickly get into today's sponsor, a sponsor I've been working with for many years now, Ground News. Ground News is a website and an app.
Is that audio all fucked up? That's better? Okay.
That gives readers an easy and transparent way to read the news from
No.
left. Biden is gone. He is out of office. He has somehow completed a 4-year term, which means, that's right, Dave Rubin has to retire.
If Joe Biden completes a 4-year term, actually completes a 4-year term, I will retire.
It also means, once again, Trump has been inaugurated. And this time, all our favorite characters were there. Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos' wife's tits, Mark Zuckerberg. Frankly, it's disgusting seeing billionaires so openly and brazenly support our government officials. They should be doing it behind the scenes like they've been doing for decades. Ladies and gentlemen, the elites have officially bent the knee. And it seems with the popular vote came the sudden and long overdue death of woke capitalism. Rest in piss. Although I never did get to try those gay Oreos. You don't know what you got till it's gone. The inauguration was a beautiful celebration for Republicans.
Okay. So, she is, I will say, she was always pretty on point she was pretty on point when she's criticizing billionaires and criticizing the elites. So, none of this has pissed me off so far.
Full of joy and whimsy, and a complete humiliation ritual for the Democrats. Bye, Joe. Thanks for all the fucking nothing. Your legacy will be having dementia, aiding a genocide, handing the country over to Donald Trump on a silver platter. Executive order after executive order, pardon after pardon. Trump
That's not entirely true. Joe Biden did a lot of pro-labor stuff during his term, but anyway.
Got to work enacting his mandate on day one. But even as all this is happening, Trump seems to be on this bizarre side quest to conquer Canada and Greenland. But if we're gonna annex Canada and make it great again, can we at least get their healthcare without the wait times or the assisted side? Can't there just be a normal healthcare system that doesn't put you in debt or offer to kill you if you are in debt? Speaking of healthcare, an Italian-American Tucker Carlson fan from New York murdered a healthcare CEO. And it wasn't me. His name is Luigi Mangione, and he's currently the most thirsted after man in the world. Ugh, women are so cooked, dude. Why can't they just be normal and make fan cams of the Unabomber like me? Now, I don't condone murder. That's it, I don't condone murder. Murder is bad. But honestly, I don't even know what killing a healthcare CEO even does. It's a job position. The job position will be filled again. The goal should be get rid of the job position altogether. But it's really depressing that it took this for a conversation about the absolute scam that is the American health insurance system to go mainstream. Lord knows I've been shouting about it for long enough. But
This is unfortunately correct. It's been extremely fun to meme about Luigi. But it is unfortunately correct that killing the CEO of United Healthcare will not do anything. It is unfortunate he did not accomplish anything. And I do think that a lot of the thirsting after him is kind of misplaced. Because we were talking about like, ow, 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 ow. See, this is why I had to move you yesterday. I love you and I want to hang out with you. But you're hurting me with your claws. I know. He was on the tail end of Nothing Ever Happens. Yeah. I mean, it is unfortunate, right? Especially when you look at his... And, you know, the thing is, like, he's not some kind of proletariat hero either. When you go to his Twitter account, you look at his politics, he's like, one of those... He's like a post-rationalist. Like in the Ayala girl world. He agreed with like some of Tucker Carlson's takes. He liked a lot of like right-wing viewpoints. He was really into Evo Psych, which, you know, most of that is bullshit. A lot of it is very misused. So not a leftist hero by any means. But I do think a lot of the memeing about him is misplaced, but like I think it's the sentiment, right? That people are really fed up and really upset with the power imbalances that they see and experience all the time. And, you know, healthcare specifically in this country really, really fucking people over constantly. Wait, Ayala has actual beliefs? She does. It can be kind of hard to sort out what they are, but she does.
you know who doesn't need healthcare anymore? Jimmy Carter. Because he's dead. He died at the ripe age of 100, and I know what you're thinking. Vaxxed? But at his funeral, we all saw this. He's Hitler! He's Hitler! He's Hitler! He's Hitler! Oh, hey, buddy. I'm sorry, I seem to recall this man scolding the black community for voting for a racist, sexist fascist. And here he is, chatting it up with that very racist, sexist fascist. Gee, it's almost like they don't fucking believe it. Like, the Biden administration literally just named an aircraft after George W. Bush.
She doesn't care about him scolding the black community. And that's a little bit of a strange line for her to say. But, yeah. She does have a point here, right? Like, so whenever this clip first came out, the thing that I initially said about it was like, it's that really famous George Carlin line. It's a big club and you're not in it. The fact that they can yuck it up and laugh with each other like this, a lot of people were like, oh, they're just being civil. Like, the fact that they can be civil, the fact that he is being civil with him, like, that's a problem. That tells you something. Biden announces Navy aircraft carriers to be named after Bill Clinton, George W. Bush. I don't know that Biden has any control over that. I think this might be a really silly criticism. We don't know who names things. I don't know. This feels very goofy to me. And even if, like, Biden himself, I don't believe, named this. And even, I don't think he has control over what stuff is named. Anyway. Imagine being a woman and serving on the USS Bill Clinton. No, that's, like, actually terrifying. Imagine being Middle Eastern or black and being enlisted and having to serve on the USS George W. Bush. Fuck no. I think carriers have to be named after presidents. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. That actually sounds about right. So I think that this is like a very, very, very goofy ass criticism. The Secretary of the Navy names the ships. Yeah, that's basically exactly what I thought. Politics is as real as wrestling. Yes.
George W. Bush, the literally Hitler from 20 years ago. In 20 years, we're going to have like a Navy fleet named after Trump. It's all fake. It's all big fake gay club, and we're not in it. At the end of the day, these people would rather see the country burn to the ground than actually help the citizens in it. Literally.
Breaking
The
now at 11,
USS
16
Musk is
people
so
confirmed
horrifying.
dead in the California wildfires. New fears the massive fires will only continue to grow.
There's no water coming out of the fire hydrant.
What do you mean you ran out of water? You're California! You're next to the goddamn Pacific Ocean, for fuck's sake! It was getting so bad, people were using almond milk to put out the fire. California moment. Thousands of people have lost their...
Okay. That was not delivered like it was a joke. But we're gonna be, we're gonna play the video for a little bit, and we're gonna see if she acknowledges that you cannot use seawater to fight fires. We're just gonna wait. We're gonna give her, maybe she'll acknowledge it. Maybe she'll acknowledge she was joking.
Homes, lives were destroyed, but thankfully the Biden administration sent $20 billion to rebuild California. That's amazing. Just kidding, that was for Israel. But thankfully Trump has frozen foreign aid for 90 days. Except for Israel. How are the Democrats doing?
Oh, okay. So, no, she was not kidding. So you can't use seawater. You cannot use seawater to fight fire. It doesn't work that way. And, it's not that they ran out of water. That is not the situation. I think it was they ran out of water pressure. Is that true? I knew that there was, I didn't know what it was specifically. California fires, water. Was it the pressure? Yeah. The rescue efforts in the Palisades were hindered by low pressure in the water supply at elevated levels. Los Angeles receives its water supply from 114 tanks in total, all of which were fully filled before the fires. However, the 3 water tanks in the elevated Palisades were unable to be refilled due to high demand. So the size of the fires that we're talking about here is like completely unprecedented, right? This was so much fire. And all of these buildings, like tons of buildings made out of wood, right? We're talking about extremely high temperatures. We're talking about winds, high winds, and yeah, like a lack of water pressure, right? So the ability for them to get this water. The problem is not that they did not have water. It was a problem of being able to distribute that water, right? Ah, and look, when you look this up, why can't California use ocean water for fires? Environmental repercussions further complicate the use of salt water for firefighting. When large amounts of salt water are used to extinguish fires, the residential salt can seep into the soil, increasing soil salinity and harming the local ecosystem. Yeah, so you cannot use seawater to fight fires. It does not work that way, and you end up doing a lot of harm. Yeah, also salt water would have torn the fucking fire hoses up. That's true.
Since losing to Trump. Are they taking a step back and reevaluating their tactics and their platform? Are they looking for a real populist candidate to put up for 2028? What is their plan? Oh god damn it. So let's get into these responses. I got to my videos, shall we? Okay, I searched Shoe on Head reaction and I'm scrolling through these videos. It's like
afterwards.
Anime girl, anime girl, anime girl, anime girl, anime boy. Anime girl, anime girl, anime girl. I feel like I'm scrolling through the porn history of the average Shoe on Head fan. Oh, by the way, I will link the videos I react to in the description down below, so you can watch the full videos, the full criticism if you want to. But if you do go to any of these people's channels, please be normal in the comments. We're all just people who have different opinions at the end of the day. If you have the urge to call them like a lived-hard soy boy cuck in the comments, write instead, "You are a fine, distinguished gentleman. Have a wonderful afternoon." See? It's not that hard to control our anger.
This is a 17.5-minute video from a rich white person talking about how both parties are the exact same.
What a fine, distinguished gentleman. I hope he has a wonderful afternoon.
Who is her main audience? It's gonna be all...
Unfortunately correct Shoe on Head moment. Fuck. Okay. You know what? She's right. What a fine, distinguished gentleman, and I hope he has a good day. That is unfortunately very funny. Oh, shit.
conservative types. Every single one. Every single one of these centrist people, their audiences are always conservatives. 100% of the time. Every single time. All of them.
Centrist type people. Okay, alright. Destiny has said that Kamala Harris is to the left of him on economics. Kamala Harris. That technically puts Destiny to the right of me on econ. Destiny has opinions that fall to the left and right of where I'm standing. I have opinions that fall to the left and right of where Destiny is standing. So, who is the centrist here? Or is it?
Ah, yes, two enlightened centrists arguing about who was to the left of Kamala Harris. Fuck my life, okay.
Centrism when you're a YouTuber who makes fun of both sides. And yeah, sure, sorry lefties and liberals and Democrats in my audience, you don't exist. You're all Republicans now. Take your complimentary Trump hat and liberal tears mug. Also, as a left-wing YouTuber, shouldn't having right-wingers in your audience kind of like be the goal? Who are you making content for if not? Do you just want to preach to a choir? If you want to watch someone who agrees with you 100%, just talk to a fucking mirror. I don't understand this criticism. I like that there are people with diverse opinions in my audience. It's so freeing. I'm not audience captured. I can say I want to bring back Ronald Reagan from the dead so I can kill him with my bare hands, and the right-wingers in my audience would just be like, haha, she's so funny. It's nice we can listen to alternative viewpoints. I can fix her. Frankly, I know for a fact a lot of left-wing channels would kill for the audience demographic I have. Are you kidding me? How do we reach young men on the right? How do we get young men to listen to us? Skill issue.
It's hard for me to know, bro. I honestly can't tell a lot of these people. I wish I could just get them in a room and get them like shit-faced and we could just like have a conversation. Like, do you understand, like, you know that like all your fans are conservative, right? You know that like everything you do is conservative, right? Can you tell that? Are you aware of that?
Okay, first of all, getting drunk with Destiny and having him all up in my face like, you know you're conservative, right? You know your audience is conservative, right? Sounds like a fucking nightmare. I think I would throw up and cry. This is all...
Oh. Unfortunately, both of these people are correct. Both in what should happen and in that it would be fucking horrifying. Oh my god. Oh my god. Can you even fucking imagine? Heartbreaking, worst people you know, making great points about each other. I feel like, well, I mean, yes, Destiny would mop the floor with Shu every time, right? But Shu is also correct. Like, Destiny would honestly probably be able to, if he could get Shu to just sit and listen and they could have a real conversation, he could probably change her mind on some stuff. Maybe. Maybe there would be some progress there. However, on the flip side, having to sit and have a conversation with Destiny, especially him being drunk, and trying to talk about politics with you, about your politics, and where he thinks that you're wrong and a dumb idiot, also sounds like the worst thing in the entire fucking world. Unfortunately, both of these people are correct, and both of these people are wrong at the same time about each other. That said, I would pay actual money to sit and watch these two have to fucking talk to each other about politics. I would pay money. Now, should Destiny be encased in a glass box so that he cannot touch her in any way? Yes. Unfortunately, yes. Ugh. It's like the Super Bowl watching two teams that you hate. That's so true. That's so true. Yeah, guards. Destiny and Shu could have a drunk conversation about politics if Shu on Head had guards. And Destiny was strapped to a dolly, Hannibal Lecter style, please. That's fucking beautiful. Thank you.
All especially funny coming from someone like him, who's also constantly called a centrist and a right-winger and a Nazi because he has opinions that fall outside of the left-wing internet bubble. Like, I have seen people say these exact criticisms of Destiny, that his audience is full of incels and right-wingers. You know, Destiny, at the end of the day, we're not so
Bitch, did you just say this is Alien versus Predator? Okay, that's really good. Shu on Head is, of course, Alien. Destiny is, of course, Predator.
You and I.
People like Tim Pool I know are intentionally lying, 100%. But for somebody like this, like all the other centrist types that get swept up in the middle that end up just being like mass conservative propagandists, I'm not sure.
What? I'm sorry. Mass conservative propaganda? I'm so tired of defending myself like this, though. Frankly, I've seen what makes someone a progressive to these people, so I don't really mind when they call me conservative. I'll take it, Destiny. Conservative, centrist, whatever. Someone did die. One of the bullets hit Corey Comparator as he was protecting his family. It's one thing to make fun of a failed assassination attempt, even a successful assassination attempt on a politician.
I will say that having known Shu on Head in private at one point, having known June, I know that she has, or had, a lot of positions that would be considered left-wing, that would be considered progressive, and I think in her personal life, she was very progressive at one point. I don't know if she still is. Yeah, using her government name. But that doesn't change the fact that often her advocacy, the outcome of her advocacy is that of helping conservative social causes. I know that she wants there to be, she wants there to be universal basic income, she wants there to be healthcare, she wants people to have money, to be able to take care of their families. But the thing is, like, Shu kind of has these, like, and at one point she really did have, like, socially liberal views, but she ended up marrying a trad calf. She ended up marrying and having kids with a trad calf who thought the Enlightenment was a mistake. He told our group chat that the Enlightenment was a mistake. Okay? So, listen. Big Joel's video on her and anti-intellectualism aged well. Yeah, she takes a lot of... Ooh, Scary Spikes! Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, she takes a lot of anti-intellectual positions. The way she reaches positions is not based in any sort of science or empiricism. It very much is vibes-based a lot of the time. And it doesn't really matter if you have personal liberal politics when you have extremely conservative viewpoints in some other areas, and that's what gets picked up and, and that's what your audience runs with, right? So I do think that, like, I understand why she gets frustrated. I understand why she gets frustrated on a personal level when people accuse her of being a conservative, but I think that if you actually stop and think about it, and if you think about, like, the responsibility that you have with your platform and the ways in which you engage with your platform and the ways in which your audience, responds, and, like, I really think that, I think it can be really hard for you to then go, well, I don't deserve this criticism, right? But I don't think that she engages with it that way. I don't think she does that kind of introspection. And so that does actually end up making these criticisms of her correct. Shu has views, she doesn't have principles. Yeah, I mean, I think you could make that argument, sure. But, like, for me, when I had the falling out, the reason why June and I had a falling out is because she really pushed that whole Balenciaga. Balenciaga is trafficking children because of, like, she pushed that, like, satanic pedophile cult stuff, and that Balenciaga was, like, leaving, like, clues about how they were, like, molesting kids, and that was really in trafficking kids, and that was really bad. And whenever I was like, hey, when I tried to talk to her, because, something that's really near and dear to my heart is advocating for childhood, survivors and kids who have suffered from child sexual abuse, kids who have been victim of child sexual abuse material of them being proliferated. Why did you get mad at her for that? No harm, no foul. There was a lot of harm. Stuff like that causes a lot of harm, actually. That's very, very harmful. So, I'm a survivor of childhood sexual abuse, and this is something that I have been very, very, very open about for a very long time. It's not a secret. And when you put out into the cultural conversation, when you put out into the discourse that Wayfair is trafficking kids in cabinets, that there's a cabal of pedophiles who are secret pedophiles in the Democratic Party that are, like, extracting, adrenochrome from kids' brains and worshiping Satan, and that, high fashion companies are, leaving you little fucking Blue's Clues like it's a goddamn Scooby-Doo cartoon about child sexual abuse that's happening, you get a lot of people to buy this stuff and believe it, and they call in and they report tips, and they call hotlines, they vandalize stores, and the news cycle becomes about these bullshit statements and these bullshit rumors that are not real. This is not happening. This is not how trafficking happens. And every single organization that handles child trafficking has put out statement after statement after statement after statement talking about how they don't want you to do this. You waste their time, you waste efforts, you waste energy, you waste resources, when the way that kids get molested is almost exclusively through people that they know, right? Kids are mostly trafficked by their family. They're mostly molested by family members, friends of family, teachers, priests. That's lower down the line, but it is mostly family and friends of family. So when you waste police time and resources, when you waste the time and resources of organizations that are dedicated to saving these kids, you are doing active harm. People can't call in. When people can't call into the hotline with actual tips for actual children that are being raped and are being trafficked and are having child sex abuse material taped of them and distributed because the lines are ringing off the hook because people saw a bunch of tweets about Balenciaga, you are doing harm. You are inadvertently, and you're pushing that narrative, you are inadvertently responsible for the continued raping of those children. Especially when time and time and time again, people tell you, and we have talked about this, and this is part of the public conversation. So when I reached out to Shu, when all this was happening, and I was like, hey, please take this down. Please don't do this. You know, please listen to me. This, and this is why this is harmful. This, and this is why what you're saying right now about Balenciaga, here's 10 fucking holes. Here's 10 holes in what you're saying, how this doesn't work, right? And here's all these reasons why this harms children. She blocked me. She ignored me and ignored me and ignored me and ignored me, and then she blocked me. So, ooh, do I have a mod on Twitch? Someone just asked me if it was a family member that abused me, so they need to be blocked immediately. That is completely and totally inappropriate. That is completely and totally unacceptable. You don't do that. And I don't think that you're here to listen or to learn anything or to be good. You are no longer allowed to chat in my chat. Thank you so much. We're not doing that. That is really psychotic, actually. Mods, make him walk the plank. Thank you for exploding his penis. So, being a political platform means don't platform bullshit. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, mods kill his family. So I got really frustrated with her about that, and she ended up blocking me. Hi. What's up, baby? Thank you for, yes, mods, thank you for shoving him in a locker.
If we can't mock or criticize the people in power, there is an issue. But it's another thing to mock a innocent Trump supporter that died. The guy didn't have any power. He wasn't a politician. He was just a dude. I don't like.
He wasn't just a dude. He was a guy that was posting a ton of inflammatory shit on his social media, who was at a rally for one of the most inflammatory candidates of all time, but...
A dude wasn't just a dude and deserved to die because he posted inflammatory shit online? My brother in Christ, you do that. I do that. We all do that. Alright, I'm done with this one. I'm done. I don't know what I expected. I honestly expected better. I did not expect this. Hopefully the next person is more sane. So let's go.
This is called America is in Shambles. I'm excited to see what this is.
Build Back Better, Agenda 47. Let me introduce you to the Shoe New Deal. Bring back the red Pizza Hut cups.
I guess my thinking that everyone is going to be wrong at some point, it's okay to be wrong. It's not okay to double down and triple down and quadruple down and ignore everyone telling you that you're wrong. Because you're embarrassed and you don't want to admit that you're wrong, and you like that you're going viral and that you're getting attention at the expense of hurting children. It's not okay that you make your whole persona being a pedophile hunter, and then you put out material in the world that contributes to the harming of children. When people tell you please don't do that, you ignore them and block them. That's unacceptable. It's okay to be wrong. It's not okay to put clout before children's well-being, especially when you preach constantly all the time about how you're so all about that and you're such a pedophile hunter or whatever. It's not okay to then turn around and help pedophiles, actually.
What is this video? Is this just, are we just gonna be like, America's in shambles, and we're just gonna, I'm a shit poster, I don't care because nothing affects me. Right, like it's just like disaffected memes or something. This is what we're doing.
I love how he's so confused about the concept of an opening skit. I don't understand. Where's the 500 paragraphs of text? I've been very busy, as some of you know now, and as some of you guessed. I have recently had a baby, and as it turns
Whoa.
out, that takes up a lot of your time. And it.
Ugh.
Wait, why did he go ugh? Why did he go ugh? Nearly 40-ass-year-old man. Come on, Jake. Tick-tock. Time to settle down and have some children. Those sperms are drying up. Oh yeah, he's winning.
Oh yeah, he's winning. Cope?
The bullet just grazed his ear because he turned at the last second to look at some immigration chart. Being racist literally saved his life. There's a lesson in that.
There's a lesson in being racist. Cool, dude. Like, she lampshades that that's just a joke, wink wink. And then, like, the dumbass f***ing Zoomer Coomer that's in her comments down here does not think she's joking, thinks she's dog whistling, which she is, and is totally like, yeah, I love being racist. Being racist is good. It makes me survive bullets or some shit now.
Oh no, I'm going to influence vulnerable Zoomers into believing racism makes them bulletproof. What are you saying, bro? The dog whistles. The dog whistles. Call a fucking joke. There's no dog whistle. There's no mask. It's a joke. It's a...
Unfortunately, I do think that Jake is probably... I don't know. I think it's hard to take something that is, like, very clearly being played as a joke like this, and then turn around and say, oh, she actually means it, because it does give her... Because the thing is, like, you don't know, right? You really don't know, you can't prove it, and it gives her the opportunity to turn around and go, look how fucking crazy this is. Wow, can't take a fucking joke. I was obviously joking. Look how out of touch this is. You know what I mean? So, like, I get where he's coming from, and I understand, like, why he thinks that, especially when, what I was talking about earlier, right? How it doesn't matter what her views are, her personal views are. What matters is that, the effect that her commentary has with her audience. And, so I do think that there is a pretty good chance that, like, she's joking. She really is joking when she says that. It doesn't mean that his criticisms are completely invalid. I do think that that is a weak... I do think that that's a weak attack that leaves you very open to being ridiculed and made to look ridiculous. You know what I mean? So, this is a tough one. The problem is that Jake is going in with a lot of context to justify his disdain, but without that context, it comes off as bad faith. Yes, exactly. I think that there's a lot of stuff that you can point to over, like, her career, and again, like, with the actual effect that her commentary has with her audience, but when it's just you in front of the camera, and you're like, oh, you know, she's doing this thing, and she's lampshading, like, and there's nothing to show for it. Yeah, that's the point that I'm making, essentially, is that it's a very weak point to make without sitting down and going through the whole history of Shoe on Head, things she said, the way her audience has reacted, the way she's doubled down. Yeah, just messy.
It's a joke about racism, yes! Somehow knew that roof would be unguarded, laid down and aimed a rifle at the former president without being noticed. This was insane incompetence, or they let it happen.
Oh my god, and now she's doing conspiracy theories? She watches Fox News now all the time. You can see it.
I'm leaning more towards the former because if you look at our bridges and airplanes, America is in shambles. First of all, why the fuck would I watch Fox News? Tucker Carlson isn't on there anymore. Also, I love how he paused before I finished my sentence. Said a thing he thought epically owned me, then unpaused and I continued and said the opposite of what he thought I would say. His fanfiction of me that believes in Fox News conspiracies turned out not to be real. The man is out here fighting ghosts. He's fighting his schizophrenic thoughts. He took too much cough syrup and I appeared in the corner of his room talking about...
Yeah, and see, unfortunately, I do think he's kind of jumping the gun a little bit, and it allows her to do this.
Fox News. People were laughing about how some of the cops protecting Trump were women, and like, come on now, that's sexist. They were making these awful memes like this.
So, and then you just do the sexist joke. You go, that's sexist, but I don't care. You know what you're doing, dude.
Yes, I do know what I am doing. I am making jokes. I am making jokes about sexism and racism. Yes, again, no mask, no dog whistles. I am blatantly just saying these things. White Women for Harris meeting raised millions. Broke Zoom.
Yep.
Okay, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Yeah, I don't agree with hardly any of Shoe on Head's gender politics. I do think that it's also really aggressive clip jumping. Yeah. I don't agree with any of Shoe on Head's gendered politics, really. And I think that she's made a lot of really dicey, very questionable jokes about racism as well. And I think she has not really apologized for stuff she probably should have. So that's a little rough.
But when I want to have a whites-only meeting, I'm called a racist.
Wow, cool, dude. That's a really sick fucking KKK joke you have there.
This guy isn't even debunking anything. He's just like, you made a joke. Okay? And? You are in the wrong neighborhood. That doesn't work here. We have fun here, sir.
Boyfriend writes a script, that joke confirms it, dude. It's so bad.
A woman making a joke? I bet her boyfriend wrote that. Wow! Sexist much? Dog whistle? Also, kind of a random tangent, but like, I've gotten this actually unironically in like innocent ways. Like, who writes your stuff? Give props to your editor. I write my...
This is actually this is interestingly enough a good interesting point that she's making here is that there is actually a lot of sexism that is directed at Shoe-on-Head. Now, she wields this very opportunistically, and she acknowledges like misogyny and sexism when it benefits her like this, and then she dismisses it when it's directed at other women, when other women are telling their stories of it, or when she thinks that their stories are not good enough or that it doesn't really hit what she believes is sexism. And I think that her threshold for sexism directed at her is much lower than when she is considering other women. And I do think that, you know, Shu is the recipient of a lot of you just agree with whatever your boyfriend says at the time, you just take on the politics of whoever you're dating, your boyfriend must have written this for you, blah blah blah. But the thing is, this is a 33-year-old woman who willingly got into a relationship with a tradcath who has extremely conservative, extremely regressive social views. She knew exactly what he felt. She knew he was a fascist. She knew that. She got into a relationship with him anyway, right? So I think that, like, kind of being like, oh, poor Whittle Shu, her boyfriend must have written this. Like, nah. That kind of strips her of a lot of her autonomy, and takes... Her viewpoints also shifted radically when she went into that relationship. I don't know if they shifted so much as she felt more comfortable espousing them. That said, I mean, the people who you're around do influence you, yeah? So I think that it's, you know, I think it's fair to say that he influenced her. She's surrounded by far-right ideas. It makes sense that she would be open to them. Yeah, exactly. I do think that you can hold women responsible if they're saying, like, fashy shit. Or if they're making jokes that are racist and sexist. You can hold women responsible for that. You don't have to say their boyfriend wrote it. Why do people care what Shu thinks? She's an edgelord that's probably hiding her power level. She has a pretty big influence in the online sphere. Don't give credit to men for all the effort a woman puts into being awful. Guys, I saw an Instagram post the other day that was like, fatherless behavior. Actually, no, both of my parents did this to me. Stop erasing women. Same vibes.
My own stuff. I edit my own stuff. I've been doing it for 10 years. I still use iMovie to edit. I do have an assistant who helps me get sponsorships and edits the sponsor segments. But if I could hire anyone to do anything, it would be to be the person in front of the camera. That is my least favorite part. I love writing. I love editing. I hate this. Maybe I'll just pull a Daily Wire one day and do a little switcheroo and replace myself with someone else. I'll just tell Moist Critical to shave his beard. None of you will know the difference. Basically, if I could be a VTuber, I would. And I'd give myself pink hair and big anime titties. Alright, moving on. One of the bullets hit Corey Comparator as he was protecting his family. But there were people, like, mocking this, which is insane to me. Like, it's one thing to make fun.
Well, he's a racist, so he caught a bullet for no fucking reason at a Trump rally, right? It's like being upset the Nazi guy hit a Nazi rally, right?
Oh my god, they're all justifying it. A innocent Trump supporter that died.
He's not innocent, actually. He went to a Trump rally, supported Donald Trump publicly.
Am I going insane? I'm crashing out, bro. I'm crashing out.
If you were a better person, you wouldn't be at a Trump rally, you feel me? So, yeah.
If you were a better person, like me, a person who thinks people who disagree with me should be shot and killed, then this wouldn't have happened. Unreal! Okay, on to the last response to this particular video. Let's hope this guy is a little better.
Welcome to America is in Shambles by Shoe-on-Head. So Shoe-on-Head is a person that exists.
Friend of the show, Alec Gunter.
If you don't know who Shoe-on-Head is, she basically...
Jake is a friend of the show, too. I don't know why. I'm just announcing this for Alec, but anyway.
Postures herself as a centrist.
I literally call myself a left-wing What? Also, I didn't know they made a Vosh, too. Who is this guy? Alec Gunter. Shoe-on-Head's brain-dead election analysis.
She used to be buddies with some of the left-leaning people. Used to be in favor of Bernie Sanders, but kind of went full populist.
Bernie is a populist, so this makes no sense. Oh, she used to like Bernie, but now she's more of a populist. What? Are we just equating populism with right wing now? Is that what's going on here?
Basically just posturing for her incel followers, right? Her alt-right incel followers.
The shoe simps, or as I like to call them, the SS.
And making them feel smart because she looks at both sides, right? She's a centrist.
First of all, I don't make my audience feel smart. My audience is fucking retarded. They know this. Second of all, why wouldn't you look at both sides? Like, why shouldn't you be criticizing your side, too? Unless you're like a total ideologically cucked hack. You're not that. Right, Alec? Right?
Here's She One Head. America is in shambles.
My fellow Americans, I regret to inform you that it is that time again. Election time.
Uh-oh.
Every 4 years we have to deal with this. Are you voting for the red files or the blue files? The red drone strikes or the gay?
Okay, right off the bat, the red is way worse. See, she's like immediately playing the centrist angle, and there's no comparison between the two.
Oh my god, do they all not know what a bit is? I'm doing both sides bad because I'm a candidate running against Kamala and Trump. Do they not know what a skit is? Hey, drone strikes. Dead Palestinians or dead Palestinians? We're tired of it.
I think this sort of falls short when you kind of do this both sides equivocating all the time. And it's like a central theme in your political commentary, in your overall commentary. When you do a lot of like populist platitudes all the time, and you don't ever actually point out that the Democrats are better, not in any sort of real or substantial way. And I think that this idea that, oh, it's a joke so it can't be criticized is very silly. Very sophomorific way to engage with media, a very sophomorific way to engage with comedy, because people joke all the time about stuff they actually believe. And if you spend all of your time being very critical of Democrats and Republicans, but you never actually, again, like, it's this pervasive theme throughout all your content, but you never ever actually go, hey, actually one of them is better. And then you spend all of your time shitting on leftists, either online or in your videos, because they're the ones who are criticizing you. And you are much, much, much more, I would say that you're much more critical of the leftists who criticize you in your audience. And you obviously are more socially right-leaning, and you're edgy. I don't think that it's unreasonable at all for people to pick up that the actual underlying belief in your content is right-wing populism. I actually think that that is the natural consequence of you engaging in a behavior like this. And that not realizing that is a byproduct of not doing, like, really honest self-reflection.
They should just pick one.
Okay, well, the dead Palestinians thing was pretty true. I'll give her that.
Sexist joke, racist joke, ableist joke. Palestine. There's just no way Trump is losing. It takes something like, I don't know, Trump getting shot in the head at a rally in Pennsylvania. Oh god, we're coming up to the Trump rally part. Please be normal, but there's one thing to make fun of a failed assassination attempt, even a successful assassination attempt on a politician. If we can't mock or criticize the people in power, there is an issue. But it's another thing to mock a innocent Trump supporter that died. Please give me some over left-wing YouTube, please.
The Trump supporter that died, he was most likely a fascist, and, I mean, he was a Trump rally, man. What do you expect? Like, he probably wanted trans people to die.
Probably. He probably had these opinions, so it's okay for him to die. Even if he did, which you don't know, but even if he did, that doesn't mean he should be fucking killed. He's just a fucking guy. He's a guy who can even change his opinions one day. Who knows? I know for a fact, a shit ton of people in these people's audiences used to be Trump supporters, used to be
It's really frustrating that Alec and Jake are not bringing up this guy's tweets, Corey, the guy who died. I'm not going to sit here and say whether or not it's okay that he died or not. Obviously, I think anyone can change at any point in their life, right? I don't necessarily know that the consequence for having fascistic ideas is death. Obviously, we fought a war against fascists, and we killed a lot of fascists in the 40s. A lot of those were militants. I don't know. This is a really gray area. Is it okay to kill fascists? I don't know. Especially when they're not aggressing on you, I don't know, right? That's as we proceed forward into a time when a lot of people are going to get hurt and a lot of people are going to die because of fascist politics. this is a big conversation. I do think is it distasteful to like celebrate his death? Sure. But now we're talking about like civility politics, right? Oh, hey, thank you so much, James, from the internet for the raid. I really appreciate that. We are talking about we're watching a Shoe on Head video right now. I am reacting to it, but in the immediate we are talking about were the responses from certain left-wing political commentators on Corey, what is his name? Hold on. Trump supporter who was shot. Oh, I still have caps lock on. Whoops. Corey Comparatore? I don't know. Whatever. In my opinion, the death of that Trump supporter was a tragedy, not because of anything to do with civility politics, but the fact that he died instead of the guy who the bullet was meant for. Okay, so we're not gonna Fed post. We're not gonna Fed post in chat, okay? Ultimately, no one should die. Ideally, especially if they're not a militant or a politician. This is where I approach things from as well. I think that if you are not someone in power, I think that if you are not someone who's very influential, I think that if you are not a militant, if you are not a politician, then yeah, I do think it is unfortunate that if you die. T-minus 2011, thank you so much for the sub donation. Yeah, I do think that it is unfortunate. I do think that there is something to be that's very silly about crying of the lack of civility. Crying about a lack of civility on one end while celebrating Trump turning Gitmo into a concentration camp for immigrants on the other. The appeal to civility is obviously disingenuous. I don't know if she has made any comments about Gitmo. I don't know if you mean that this applies to her specifically, but I do think that for a lot of right-wingers who are like constantly their whole thing is like fuck your feelings, and their whole thing is like we will deport people, we don't care if women are you see the scariest people online, appealing to MAGA broadly, yeah, we will deport you, we don't care, we will do violence to you, we want to empower the state to do violence to brown people, to trans people, we want to forcibly detransition them. Yeah, I do think that if those are your political positions, then you can't really cry about civility politics and civility with this guy getting shot. If you're going to comment on the assassination attempt, you should probably phrase it in the fact that people talk about God saving Trump by redirecting that bullet. I mean, that was the other thing too, right? Is that there was commentary, there was a lot of commentary from the right about how God killed that man. How God killed that man to save Trump. So that's a little fucking wild. But yeah, I mean, I am a little frustrated that Alec would take the position of he's probably a fascist, he probably didn't like trans people, when this guy's tweets are available, right? I just think that, like, if you are going to take what is kind of a calloused approach, and if you are going to take the argument of, like, fuck him, I don't care, I do think you should probably not approach it from he probably had bad views. Like, that, I think that that's, like, a really poor way to go about it, right? I personally am not sitting here celebrating that that man was killed, but okay, we're gonna move forward.
Transphobic or whatever. Every single day I log on and I see, I watched Ben Shapiro and was a Trump supporter, but now I watch ContraPoints and I'm a good person. So back when you were a Trump supporter, these people think it's okay if you got shot. Convenient for them that they were born morally lucky and they came out of the womb as leftists. I'm actually going insane. I'm becoming the Joker. I thought at least one of them would have a normal take on this, but no. Behold! This is my circus. These are my monkeys.
I think, okay, so let's check the comments real quick. I just want to see her.
I also think this is really disingenuous. There were tons of lefty people who pointed this out. Tons of you in my chat right now are pointing this out. She has put 2 streamers on screen, Jake and Alec. So to sit here and say that that means that every single leftist was cheering on this guy's death is very, 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 very deeply, deeply cynical and disingenuous thing to say.
Here's her audience, okay?
Oh no, he's checking comments. Oh no, he's checking comments. No, 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 no.
Having a baby and retiring, she was become a trad wife. The only reason America is in shambles is because she hasn't uploaded a Hell World in 2 years. Kamala, don't come Trump, I'm gonna come America. If there's any reason to vote for Kamala, it's just to make Hillary extremely mad. Is probably the best campaign slogan yet. Okay, they all just seem like memers.
Whew. Okay, good. Diagnosis memers.
I don't know, I think that Shu is just kind of a memer. I don't think she's a bad person.
Oh good, YouTuber Alec Gunter doesn't think I'm a bad person. I must postpone my suicide at once. Okay, this next video people are responding to is the one I made after the election called the...
So I also really dislike this that just happened, because earlier she made a big stink about Jake saying that she was doing a conspiracy, and then she went on to say, I don't actually think it was a conspiracy that they let Trump get shot at. I actually just think this guy fucked up and was stupid. And then she made a point to be shitty to Jake about it, like, oh, he didn't even watch, he didn't even listen before he said that. But at the same time, she's sitting here shitting on Alec and putting Alec in a video exposing him to 1.7 million views of her audience, who's then gonna go and be really shitty to him, because this is what happens when Shu targets people in videos, because this is what happens when large political creators target people in videos. This whole like, oh, I didn't know my community would do that. Oh, oh, I didn't know. That's bullshit. Every large content creator, when you put someone on blast, people will go attack them. It doesn't matter if you tell your audience not to. It doesn't matter if you start your video with like, don't leave a mean comment. That's not real, right? So when you target someone as a large creator, that person will receive fuck tons of hate, especially if they're a smaller creator. Alec Gunter is probably 1,000 times smaller than she is, right? So I do think it's really kind of bad practice. I do think that's pretty bad practice for her to then include him in her video when the thing that he just said was, I think she's a memer, I don't think she's a bad person, right? So like, he's being critical of you and your opinions, but you decided that you were going to put him on blast and portray him as like this bloodthirsty sort of focal point, and like, you know, what is it when, not a totem, effigy, I guess, and really focusing the attention on him being like the personification of leftists being bloodthirsty and wanting people to die, because that is the way that she portrayed him in this video, especially when she did she did Jake, and then she did him talking about it, and then she immediately followed it up with, why are they all like this? Oh my god, they all think this. So then that is creating the association in her audience's mind with Alec and with being bloodthirsty and wanting innocent people to die. And she decided to put him in the video anyway, even though he's saying, I don't really think she's that bad of a person, I do think she is memeing about a lot of this stuff. So I don't think that you can do that when, like 5 minutes ago, you were crying about someone kind of jumping the gun on something that you said. I think that's pretty hypocritical. First time chat from Raider. Does that mean one ought not critique another creator? Sounds like you are coping. Well, I hope that now that I have explained that a little further, you understand what I am getting at. No, I think it should be abundantly clear that I'm not saying you can't critique another creator. The thing that I am sitting and doing right now.
The downfall of the Democrats. Let's see what people had to say about this one. Okay, this guy is called Hutch. This fucking title. Shoe1Head takes an election victory lap? What video did this dude watch? The Shoe1Head from Earth 2? Hat on foot?
We project that Donald Trump will become the 47th president of the United States.
Do you really think that the Democratic Party fighting for you, the overwhelming answer is no.
I am so frustrated with this argument because policy can only get you so far. Like, good policy is good, and we should do good policy. For sure. I don't think we should adopt Republican policies.
Wait, What argument? You just watched a montage of Trump winning. Where did I say adopt Republican policies? I haven't even said anything in this video yet. I haven't even appeared on screen. Who are these people responding to? There she goes, hat on foot, making videos talking about adopting Republican policies.
I think we should pursue progressive policies. I think we should pursue policies that help working class people across this country. Whatever the term working class means now, because it's so nebulous at this point.
I like that the term working class is now nebulous. Now that they're losing the working class, it's like, pfft, working.
Okay, this is some kind of cringe liberal posting that this man is doing. I don't know who this is.
Class.
Hutch? Okay.
What does that even mean? Is it too late for the Democratic Party, or can they turn this around? Will the Democrats learn from this?
I do think he is
To be
associated
clear,
with Destiny.
in 2016, it was the same discourse. Is this the end of the Democratic Party? Dems in disarray. Are they ever going to recover from this? It's the same discourse every single time.
Okay, but Kamala did historically bad. She did not flip a single county. A Republican won the popular vote. A Republican. Do you know how rare that is? And all the data shows young people, black people, Latinos, women moving more right. Now, could this be a Trump-only thing? Sure. And as I said in my video, there could be a pendulum swing, and we'll get like another Obama after Trump, or the Democrats wake up and actually run a good populist candidate. I don't rule this out, but to pretend this...
So Trump won the popular vote by an incredibly small margin. There was this narrative for a very long time that Trump won by a historic landslide, but that's actually not what happened. Yes, it was, I believe it was like in the realm of 1.4%. What percentage did Trump win by? Very small percentage. At the same time, Trump's margins, both in raw votes and percentages, were small by historical standards, even for the past quarter century when close elections have been the rule. Can you just give me the goddamn percentage? Okay. For votes counted through November 20th, Trump's margin over Harris was 1.6%. That's smaller than any winner since Bush in 2000, when the margin was 0.51%. Going back further, only John F. Kennedy in 1960 and Nixon in 1968 won the popular vote by smaller margins, 0.017 and 0.7% respectively. So Trump won by a very small percentage, and we also know that lots and lots of Democrats were purged from voter rolls and had their votes thrown out. Voter suppression was stronger than before. Yeah. Yep, voter suppression was very strong this turnout. So, whoops.
Wasn't a particularly bad loss, is just straight up delusional. From blaming the American people to blaming...
Wait, hold on. We gotta go back a second.
Be a Trump-only thing. Sure. And as I said, young people, black people, Latinos, women moving more right. Now, could this be a Trump-only thing? Sure. And as I said in my video, there could be a pendulum swing, and we'll get like another Obama after Trump, or the Democrats wake up and actually run a good populist candidate. I don't rule this out, but to pretend this wasn't a particularly bad loss is just straight up delusional. From blaming the American people...
Yeah, no, Shu just once again doesn't look at, she doesn't look at all of the data. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She is incorrect. We know that this loss is not how it was initially portrayed. We also know that incumbents all around the world, incumbent parties all around the world, lost their elections, and that it has a lot to do with inflation. So, this, I mean, you could say like, oh, it's just a Dems thing, but again, incumbent parties around the entire world. Now, does it happen that there were mostly left-wing parties in a lot of places, like especially in Europe, and they were the incumbent parties? Yes. And so that's why we have ended up having this sort of like global shift towards this global fascistic shift. This is something that happens in times of economic crisis and economic despair. People turn to fascistic parties, people turn to strongmen leaders, people turn to the party that tells them, hey, I have a solution, right? Because a lot of neoliberals, a lot of liberals, even somewhat progressive liberals, they have band-aids, but they don't have a solution, right? We know what the solution is, but liberals cannot give that to the people, not in a real way, because they are still clinging to the machinery that creates these economic crises, and that ends up pushing people, ends up platforming, building, setting the perfect conditions for these fascistic movements to grow and thrive in. So liberals still cling to that machinery, and thus they have nothing substantial to offer, right? And they won't point to an enemy, they won't point to a scapegoat, whereas fascistic parties will, and that is very emotionally gripping for people. That's a very, very emotionally evocative solution, right? People want an answer. So this is the wrong answer, but it is an answer. And so it's a little bit more complicated than Dems just ran a very bad campaign. I think that you can criticize the campaign quite a bit, but I also think that this is a very, very, very flat, reductive take. Mexico is an exception. That is true. Mexico is an exception. Republicans winning the popular vote is still pretty indicative of how badly the Dems did. Oh, this is not me saying that the Dems did good. This is not me saying that the Dems ran a fantastic campaign. I was not happy with the campaign they ran, and I just laid out that liberals don't actually have any sort of real solutions and that they are clinging to the problem. So I totally am with you on that one, but I think that like sitting here and pretending that it was this epic landslide, and that's just, yeah, it was a historical ass kicking. Like saying that is wrong. It's incorrect. Like you're just wrong. I'm sorry. That's just vibes. Saying that is just vibes, and they're incorrect vibes.
To blaming Joe Rogan. The Democrats and the media are having a hard time coping with their loss, and
This logic that you can't blame voters for the outcome of elections is insane to me. There's no responsibility on the voters? Like none whatsoever? Who else am I supposed to?
you blame your party that lost. You blame your candidate. Why were the American people more willing to vote for the guy who did January 6th over your candidate full of hope and joy and rainbows and unicorns or whatever? Is it because the voters are just all stupid idiots? Or is there something a little less simple that you just want to avoid talking about? Taking a step back and looking in the mirror is gonna do you real good.
So, Sundry Clown Car. It's also very hard to run a good campaign in America because then half the news ecosystem will call you some sort of Stalin Hitler science hybrid. That's true. And then First Time Chatter says, Grandpa Simpson says the Democratic Party structure isn't designed to win, it's designed to make money. That's also true. That's also true. Yeah, I mean, Dems, it's okay if Dems don't win. They'll just fundraise. They'll just send you 1 million emails fundraising. So this is also a bad take. I don't know if it's a really bad take, but it is a bad take, that, you know, you can't blame the American voters and every American is just a sweet, innocent little baby. They're just all sweet, innocent little babies, and it was just that the Democrats did so bad, and all the voters, they just don't, it's not their fault that they had to vote for the fascist. Don't you get it? Like, this is also very fucking dumb. You can sit there and say that Dems were uninspiring, that they didn't provide people with answers, that they didn't provide people with real solutions, as I have just said, actually, as I have been saying for the last, 5 minutes now. But that doesn't change the fact that your average voter is filled with Hitler particles. The median American voter is packed so tightly with Hitler particles that they're about to burst, and those particles are about to spring out and cover everything. Like, let's be so fucking for real here. A lot of people in this country are very reactionary. A lot of people in this country have a lot of really right-wing opinions. A lot of people in this country are very poorly educated, and that is on purpose. That's on purpose. We have defunded our education system. We have privatized our education system. We have made it a point to not give people political and civil education. And the education that people do get is often kind of a joke. Cognizant, thank you for the subscription. Thank you. Oh my god, we're halfway. Guys, we're halfway to our sub goal. That's awesome. I love that. We stand with women. Will you send $50 to stand with us? Yes, average Democrat email. Hitler, Mango Hitler, average Democrat email. Mango Hitler is now in charge of the country. We, working overnight to fix this problem. The solution we have come up with is you send us $10 right now. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Nancy Pelosi. Your email finds me tearing my hair out. Ah, Insomnia, thank you for the sub. Wow, look at that. 11 out of 20. That is fantastic. Calling him Hitler is far too abrasive for Dems to use. Yes, you're right. Dems would never, ever call him Hitler. Never in an email. Tyrannex, thank you, thank you, thank you. I know that you did that just so I would have to manually move the abacus again, but I appreciate it nonetheless. I will take the money. Yeah, calling them weird was too far. You're right, they're not going to call him Mango Hitler in an email. I'm sorry, how foolish of me. Yeah, I think that you can definitely, say, like, hey man, both of these things are happening here.
Democrats don't have a messaging problem. America has a racism problem. Kamala ran a flawless campaign in 100 days, and I refuse to let y'all gaslight me into believing anything other than that.
Did she just put up 2 random Twitter users? Do we know who those people are? Who are those people? I don't even know who those. I'm pretty sure they're just random people.
Random Twitter users whose posts went viral. Yes, it's a small sample of the discourse happening amongst people, which is pretty important to show. I know the concept of listening to average everyday people is completely foreign to you, but it is important to show what people are saying about their country's election, not just what politicians and the media are saying.
The Democratic Party, we have to contend with progressives that are constantly shitting on the Democratic Party for not being socialist enough, and we have to contend with MAGA who are constantly shitting on the Democratic Party for, eating children and worshiping Satan.
And then you got the weirdos who believe both those things.
For people like Shoe on Head, it's like, okay, it's easy, man. You just don't be woke, don't be feminist, don't root for like black lesbians in Disney shows, and then just do socialist policies.
All right, back up. I am not delusional. I do not want to implement socialist policies in America because
he is unfortunately cooking her.
First of all, I do not trust America to do those correctly. I'm talking about basic, normal, social democratic policies like Norway and Denmark have. Universal paid family leave, universal healthcare, at least a public option, better transportation like a high-speed rail, better protection for workers, higher wages, blah blah blah. And yes, no woke shit. Do you know how popular?
Ah yes, third positionism. Historically very popular and not problematic at all. Chat, don't Google third positionism.
A platform like that would be, you get a candidate up there like that, you're winning all 50 states.
So, I would love to hear what she suggests besides just, like, elect Bernie Sanders.
Put up a good politician. That is what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Someone who actually cares about the working class. Not Bernie Sanders. He's like 100 years old. Someone like Bernie Sanders, sure. Bernie Sanders with more of a spine. Combine Trump and Bernie Sanders. I am committing voter fraud and voting for that man 300 times. I am storming the Capitol for Donald Sanders. After this, the Democrats are going to move right...
Ah, yes. What if Nazi politics, but economic populism? I believe an attempt was made once. That, however, was quickly cut short, if you will, by the Night of the Long Knives.
Right in the dumbest ways. They're gonna become like the new neocons, but gay.
I think they will too. And one of the reasons why they're gonna do that is because they know people like you are not a reliable voter. You're not.
You are correct. I am not a reliable voter. I will not vote blue no matter who. And guess what? Most of the country is like me. Does that scare you? Good. Me not being a reliable voter is not an excuse for Democrats to not listen to voters like me. If anything, it's the complete opposite. They should be trying to get the votes from people like me. Politicians and
Hey guys, has anyone ever tried to combine nationalism and socialism before? Has anyone ever thought of that? Has anyone ever tried that? I mean, I know they haven't because the other guys killed them before they could, but maybe we should get that going. Maybe we should get that trying. That's not what she said. You realize that before, she has been very, very vocally aggressive of nationalism before. She has outright tweeted on, like, I mean, at least a couple occasions, she has supported nationalism. And she wants socialist economic policies. So, I mean, listen, maybe you maybe you know her better than me, the person that actually knew her. Like, actually knew her? Look, maybe you know her better than me, but I'm gonna go ahead and say probably not. I've never been certain what she represents. Also, good evening. Good evening. Yeah, sure, that couldn't go wrong.
Parties are not owed your vote. They have to earn it. They have to work for it. And many people thought the Democrats did not work for it. In fact, I don't even think they wanted to win, but that's a whole nother can of worms I don't want to open right now. Large factions of the left condescendingly believe that dumb people are the reason Trump won in 2016 and won again in 2024. And that
Well, I mean, you know, yeah.
Vance, when you win 2028, put me somewhere in communications. Let me run your Twitter account. I'm a millennial too. Nobody will know the difference. Plus, we wear the same amount of eyeliner. Okay, that is enough.
Ah! That's how I feel about both things that both of those people just said back to back.
Hutch, for one lifetime, thank you. Next, please let the next person be sane. Please save my brain cells. Come majestically galloping in to save us.
Oh, holy shit. I know this lady.
I take back the galloping part.
Can I be real with you guys? People are gonna hate me for this one. I stand by the criticisms that I've made of Shu Head, but I will say this. If Shu had been a respected voice in the Democrat consultancy circles, Kamala might not have lost. I have criticized her so many times for the populist brain rot, but oh boy, if anyone could use populist brain rot driven right into their skulls right now, it would be the Democrats.
28 minutes, and we have 25 minutes till stream ends. And I have to read
He's cooking.
those. I don't know about that one, Chief.
There's probably stuff in here that I maybe can watch in the future.
Wait, he doesn't even watch the video? Watch the video, coward! This is an official call to the Shoe Simps. Calling the SS! We attack at dawn! Go tell Vosh to watch the video! This is bullshit! I was clickbaited. On to the next guy. Okay, this guy is called Uninformed Leftist. Let's see if he lives up to his name.
So let's get into this. Shu had made another video. It's called The Downfall of the Democrats.
Oh, big congratulations to...
That was interesting to just throw Vosh in there.
Tim Walz on being the first white male DEI hire. It didn't f***ing work. The DNC...
Okay, so Tim Walz is not the first white male DEI hire. Joe Biden's been a white male DEI hire. George Bush is. Mitt Romney was. Every single fucking president has been a white male DEI hire. Both the Democrats and the Republicans realize that America is a white supremacist country, thus we must run white people. So saying that Tim Walz is the first DEI hire is a little bit telling. And what is it telling?
A joke. It's telling a joke.
Well, it's telling that Shu Head, like the topic of race and gender, is very on the front of her mind.
Okay, yeah. So this person, here's what's going to happen. Throughout the segment with this person, they're going to be really dry, they're going to be very boring, they're going to be very pedantic, they're going to nitpick everything she says, and they are going to be very humorless. And there's going to be a lot of lecturing, and that is why she picked this person, because they are being annoying about this. But let's take a look. This is someone with 5.6 thousand subscribers. These are his view counts. 3.9 thousand, 7.3 thousand, 316, 1,000, 1.2 thousand, 228, 2,000, 2,000. This is a nobody. Where even he posts a lot. Okay, where even is this video? What did his video? Let's see what the view counts on his video about her got. Where the fuck is it? Yeah, okay. His video on her got 6.2 thousand views. So she picked this person because she could, because they're being a little cringe. This is a nobody. So that's what this is gonna be.
What?
Now listen, do I think it's true that Kamala Harris lost because she's black and she's a woman?
Please say no, please say no, please say no.
Honestly, yes, I do.
Obama is black and did
You unironically think Shu is a Strasserite, genuinely asking as someone who agrees with you far more than Shu? Yeah, so let me show you. This is one of her favorite politicians. This is someone that she memes a lot about, wanting his politics to come back and having his politics. A controversial figure, Long is celebrated as a populist champion of the poor, or conversely, denounced as a fascist demagogue. She made memes about being a Strasserite. Like, this is not new. What does that mean? Strasserites are what you would call the economically left section of the Nazi Party before they were killed during the Night of the Long Knives. What's wrong with Huey Long? He was impeached in 1929 for abuses of power. His opponents argued his policies and methods were unconstitutional and authoritarian. I think he had some racist views. I know that he was an economic populist. I think he had a I think he had a lot of very socially conservative views. Tradcath guys with Strasserite wives. Yeah, he was really racist, but he did end up putting his like class interests before racism. So I don't know about you. I tend to think being a racist is pretty bad. Not to be too crazy over here. Not to get too crazy. I don't want to be, you know, that one friend that's too woke or whatever. But I tend to think being racist is bad. I don't know. She's memed about being a Strasserite. It's not really a secret. So yeah, this person has no clout whatsoever.
Phenomenally. Hillary is a woman and won the popular vote. I hate this delusion and this cope that Kamala lost because she's a black woman. No. If she was a white man, would she have maybe won a little more votes? Sure, I'm not denying the existence of racist misogynists. I'm looking at one right now. But enough votes that she would win? Absolutely not.
A district that's 97% Latino went 75 percentage points for Donald Trump. Why?
Misogyny.
It's on the border.
It's
the border
misogyny.
crisis is on their doorstep.
So
they were begging people to care about it for years. We need to fix them.
There's a lot of misogynistic Latino men. Like there's a lot of misogynistic men in general, but Latino men, like they're fairly Christian, they're fairly conservative, and misogyny goes hand in hand with those two. So
Latino men are misogynists? Yeah? Is that why the f***ing president of Mexico is a woman and has like an 80% approval rating? Maybe Kamala Harris just f***ing suck. You ever consider that? Maybe going, nothing's gonna...
Okay. Do I need to explain why this doesn't work? Do we need to, okay. This is the equivalent of saying that America is not racist and wasn't racist because they elected Obama. I hope I don't need to explain to you guys why this is dumb and wrong.
Change when I'm president f***ing sucks. After the election, a YouTuber I am subscribed to uploaded a video called How the Right is Winning Young Men.
Oh, I have such mixed feelings about this. I do. Unpopular, though it is on the left to, like, give grace to the male loneliness epidemic. I have mixed feelings about it. I'm picking my words carefully so the leftists don't murder me. Like, don't rake me over the coals for this, but I think that I understand.
Oh, I have to pick my words carefully so my own movement doesn't attack me for caring about men's issues. You see the issue?
Head, again, doesn't really offer any analysis. She makes a joke. So, essentially, what is her joke? Her joke is that the guy's gay.
What? Oh, we're streaming from Earth 2 again. Here comes Pat on foot, hating the gays again. The joke was not about him being gay. There wasn't even a joke.
That's not
My
what
point
she
was
was
that he's
saying.
nervous to talk about men's issues in fear of the left attacking him, and it shouldn't be that way.
That's pretty gross from Shoe on Head. Do I need to spell that out for you? She does this whole like gay impression.
Gay impression? That's literally what he fucking sounded like. These people have like terminal identity politics brain.
All right, let's just read a few comments.
Oh no, not again. I swear to God, if you guys embarrass me in front of Hassan 2 here, I will turn this video around and we are going home.
Shoe on Head dropping the hard truth bombs as usual. Bro, at least Bernie Sanders got to say a big I told you so. Okay, that's kind of, I don't know, gives me a little bit of hope. Democrats forgot they had to be likable. Okay, that's kind of true. You can't hide your monster addiction by putting it in Y class, June. Okay, that's a good point. They will learn nothing and blame everyone. Yeah, unfortunately, that's true.
Okay, he's just agreeing with all the comments. I love that they keep doing this. I love that they keep checking the comments, expecting some like terrible shit, and it's just like pee pee poo poo 69 going epic video, mommy. Okay, so that was terrible. Next.
Hi, my name's Anthony Jones. I like to talk about politics and the culture war in the UK and America.
Yep, so it's exactly what I said it was. She included him because he was annoying, but he is a nobody with no clout. No offense to you, uninformed leftist. I am also a nobody with no clout, so sorry.
Today I'm going to react to Shoe and Head's most recent video, Downfall of the Democrats, the Truth About the 2024 Election.
Aw, this guy looks like a wizard. He's like a jolly little garden gnome. I don't even mean that in a mean way. He just looks whimsical, like he's gonna help me on a quest through some enchanted forest. Please be sane and normal, gnome bro. I am running out of hope.
Yeah, Trump, objectively, is the representative of the working class. Traditionally, it was Latinos, blacks. People would vote for Democrats. Now, it's highly educated people who vote for Democrats, and actually working class people who traditionally would vote Democrat have voted for Donald Trump. This is a massive change in the demographics, and people want something different. They don't want the same old, and that's what Kamala Harris represented. And this is essentially why she had failed to appeal to voters.
Yes! No bro is normal. Oh my god.
Okay, he does look like better DJ Mule. That's true. That is true. He's making a good point. Kamala Harris did not stand for legitimate change, and that's what people want.
How refreshing. Yes, 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 yes. We're so f***ing back, gnome bros. Okay, let's keep listening. Let's not get our hopes up. Everyone was so sure dangerous, devious, dastardly Donald would never make his way back into the White House to steal democracy. And he did it. With democracy.
Democracy.
Jesus Christ. And I'm not saying that as a, what would the word be? Like, I'm not just saying that. That's someone's username. You've been asking me a lot about whether I think it's all jokes or not. I think you need to understand that she married a fascist tradcath and had a baby with him. Like, is she joking? Is she joking about the fascist tradcath views? She only married one and had a baby with them. I simply don't know. Like, who cares at this point? Who cares? Like, you know? I don't think she's joking about a lot of stuff.
Has been bought in America. It really has. The idea that influence is like objective and everyone's informed and it's a level playing field for both sides is simply not true. Democracy implies the voters were informed, they knew what they were voting for, they weren't lied to, they weren't sold misinformation. People are massively misinformed on Donald Trump. They were lied to, they don't believe a lot of the accusations against him. It's more complex, and it is actually very complex.
It's really not that complicated. It's exactly what you said earlier. Trump offered something, Kamala offered nothing. Whether you agree with the vision or not, Trump had a vision.
No, he was cooking.
It's like in 2016 when Hillary Clinton made that America is already great hat. No one wants to fucking hear this. No one believes that. You have to give the people a vision. A lot of them don't believe what the media says about Trump because a lot of them don't trust the media, and I'm gonna be so dead ass. Do you blame them? As a Bernie bro, as a Bernard brethren, do you blame them? It's up to the media to prove themselves trustworthy.
Here's the real question for me. Why did Shu upload this crash-out-ass lefty dunking video while our democracy is being dismantled by a Nazi-saluting billionaire who wants chips in your brain? It's kind of a good point, isn't it? Can you imagine if I spent my time right now making content about tankies? How fucking dumb would that be? How fucking stupid and a waste of time would that be? That's the equivalent of what she's doing right here.
For the end, in my opinion, they just haven't done that. The mainstream, corporate media, liberal and right-wing, does not have a good reputation. Oh my god, that reminds me, I was watching Fox Business the other morning. Don't ask. But holy shit, you think right-wing media online is bad? What the f*** are the boomers watching? Also, Christy Gnome showed up on the TV and my baby was like, Mama. Really, bro? Okay, last one. I'm ready. let's go. This guy is called Dima the Show. Okay, Dima, what do you have for us?
I don't know what to predict here. I've only seen 2 She One Head videos, and I follow her on Twitter. She hasn't been very active on Twitter recently. I don't know why. I think she got married and had a kid. But either way, from what I remember of her Twitter, it was fairly progressive. Some little, tidbits of, radical, centrist, reactionary stuff a little bit here and there.
I like how just, nobody understands me. America is so terminally left-right brained, dude. You can talk about how you want workplace democracy all day.
No, that's correct. That's correct. People saying that you have reactionary tendencies, that you do centrist fence sitting, and that you make reactionary comments, that you tend to support reactionary viewpoints or boost reactionary ideas are completely correct, and to pretend that that's not correct is a lie. That's a lie. It's I don't know, and I don't know if it truly is just like a complete and total lack of self-awareness. I don't think that's the case. But yeah, to pretend that that's not an accurate description of you is very, very, very silly.
But if you also say something like, I think we should make it harder for children to access porn or something, people are like, oh, I don't know, she's some kind of centrist? What?
You had a total fucking, like, crash out over a fashion shoot that happened, and you pretended that there was an elite fashion pedophile cabal happening, and when people tried to point out how that's harmful for children, you just blocked them. So no, your position is not that children shouldn't be preyed upon.
What? Anyway, I got a lot of comments on my last video like, wait, you're left-wing and you hate the Democrats? Yeah, man.
Okay, so is she coming out as left-wing? Just do it.
Yeah, man, that's a pretty common thing. If you were shocked that I'm left-wing, maybe that's a sign you need to take a step back and evaluate some of the preconceived stereotypes you have of people. Not all of us are crazy blue-haired socialists, no. Some of us are crazy brown-haired socialists. But for those of...
Hey, yo!
Ugh, why is he soying out? I hate this. I'm never gonna call myself a socialist again.
For someone like her with such a diverse audience, who gets, millions and millions of views on her videos, someone like her with this much reach, with this much of an audience, and say, hey, look at me, I'm a left-wing socialist, I think is good for the cause.
I don't want to be good for the cause. I'm a rebel. I'm not one of you. You don't love me. Sorry, I'm just burned by all the other videos. I'm like an abused cat lashing out at a new adoptive owner. He's out here handing me a treat like, pss, 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 and I'm like, let's relax.
So, okay, fellas, she said she's a socialist. She said she's left-wing. Why do we hate her?
That's such a weird, thing to say. She's one of us. She agrees with us politically. Why do we hate her? I don't know. Maybe I'm a f***ing asshole.
Kamala Harris being, a person of color, is that going to have an effect on some amount of people? Sure it will. Is that why she lost?
Don't say it. Don't say it, please.
I don't think so.
Thank you. Oh my god, the bar is low. Young men did come out and support Trump, and apparently for the reasons I and many others predicted. We asked young men why they voted for Donald Trump. Here's what they said. What appealed to him about Donald Trump was that his campaign was not coming after us. He was highlighting the American people, which we are. It doesn't matter what color you are, what you may identify as. Since I wasn't excluded, I resonated with it.
See? That is a dumb person. That is a f***ing idiot.
Okay. I'm doing the thing they do. I'm pausing before he finishes his sentence. Let's hear him out. When you tell a young white guy, hey, you're an oppressor, and because you're white, you have privileges that your black and Hispanic peers didn't have, and you're inherently at fault, or you're guilty for that, which is what a lot of the left wings or Democrats are saying.
Yeah, I mean, you are, as a white person, you do have, systemic privileges that people of color in this country don't have for a variety of reasons. That's just the truth.
Alright, we're gonna disagree here. Now you will see why they hate me. The only privilege that exists is class privilege. Poor, working class, middle class white people, poor, working class, middle class black people have the same amount of privilege. None. A rich black person has more privilege than a white poor person. Telling a white college-age man who's struggling to pay off student loans, who can't afford a house, who can't find a job, that he's part of systemic racism and privilege, good f***ing luck.
We're not racist, we're not.
Yeah, so she's wrong. She is incorrect. She can't be serious. She is. Yeah, so he is taking the stance of, he's not even taking the stance of you are an oppressor. He's saying that you have certain privileges because of your skin color. And she is doing class reductionism. So, yeah, we know, her saying specifically that well-off black people have it a lot better than poor white people is true. That is true, right? Money in this country, having money in this country does change the quality of life. Thank you, Avalon of Babylon. I really appreciate that. That is true, right? If you have more money, you will have a better quality of life. But when we look at how black people who make a lot of money are treated compared to their white peers who are in the same tax brackets, we still see discrimination. We still see obstacles that they face that their white peers do not. We still see that they are harassed by the police more. We do see that they are more likely to be convicted in a court of law. We see that they still have more issues with the medical system. I mean, there's a number of things that we can look at and see that this is like just not true. So she is, once again, she's wrong. She either doesn't know what she's talking about or she's lying. I'm inclined to believe that she just doesn't know what she's talking about. I don't think she's ever done any sort of research into this. We also, to sit here and say that the only privilege is class privilege is also not true. Trans people who are, let's say they're middle class, they still face discrimination. They still face problems for being trans, right? That's still very real. There are healthcare, there's lots of healthcare obstacles that they have to, roadblocks that they have to get past somehow. They still face a lot of social discrimination. Women, I know that she thinks that there's no such thing as sexism in this country. Trans people in the House of Representatives face discrimination. They're trying to make it so that a trans congresswoman cannot use the bathroom. What the fuck are we talking about here? Excuse me? Trans people cannot get their passports right now. Trans people are not being issued passports. Who the fuck said there's no sexism? Shu's whole thing is that women have it totally fine in the Western world, and that there's nothing that happens to women, and that actually, like, certain things are set up against men. She literally just said that the only privilege is class privilege. She literally just said that. And, you know, she's a very, very, very long history of being an overt anti-feminist. So, yeah, I mean, women in, like, I live in a state where I don't have control over my body. I don't have bodily autonomy in the state that I live in. Do I make more money than a lot of men? Yeah, I do. I can be left to bleed out in a hospital parking lot. You know, if I have a miscarriage, hospitals have to wait until I am on death's door, until my organs are shutting down, until I have sepsis to treat me. Right? So, to sit here and say that there is no sort of, like, discrimination in this country, that nobody has any sort of privileges over anyone else based on immutable characteristics is very, 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 very fucking stupid. And, like, immediately provable, disprovable. You'd think after all that time talking with Vosh, you, Ash, and others, she would be better understanding and embracing these ideas instead of remaining reactionary? Well, she has a fascist husband, so that does not matter. Kinda contradicts the Hippocratic Oath? No. Yeah, of course it does. Of course it does. But they don't want to be sued. They don't want to go to prison.
Not misogynistic. I mean, see, this is, again, I have to say, actually, we all kind of are racist, but that's boring, that's complex, that takes nuance, that takes time, and no one wants to fucking hear that shit. Of course that's not gonna fucking resonate. How do you make it resonate? Maybe you can make it fun.
Make it fun? Hey, white people! You're inherently racist! What?
But I don't think there's a way to, you know, put lipstick on the progressive messaging pig. Like, I don't know if we can win on messaging alone.
Because it's not the messaging. It's not how you are selling the product. It's the product. These guys are being alienated from progressive messaging, not because it's complicated, but because it's stupid and regressive. Young men are tired of being told to pay for the sins of their great-grandfathers. Full stop. That's it. And people aren't just going, systemic racism exists. Like, yeah, maybe that's what you're doing. I don't think you're some kind of, like, woke SJW or whatever, but to pretend like that's the only thing people are doing, it's kind of a cope. You're in denial. Corporations were literally hiring Robin DiAngelo to give PowerPoint presentations to workers on how to be less white. This was a thing that happened. I remember Coca-Cola doing it specifically.
Yeah, and literally everyone hates that. It's deeply unpopular.
Coca-Cola, which, by the way, the CEO of Coca-Cola is now openly praising Trump and, like, hanging out with him. Corpo moment. They really saw the popular vote and were like, later homos. God, I miss the 90s. I feel like we really had race relations down back then. I don't see color. That worked. That.
But I don't think there's a way to, you know, put lipstick on the progressive messaging pig. Like, I don't know if we can win on messaging alone. Because it's not the messaging. It's not how you are selling the product. It's the product. These guys are being alienated from progressive messaging, not because it's complicated, but because it's stupid and regressive. Young men are tired of being told to pay for the sins of their great-grandfathers. Full stop. That's it. And people aren't just going, systemic racism exists. Like, yeah, maybe that's what you're doing. I don't think you're some kind of, like, woke SJW or whatever, but to pretend like that's the only thing people are doing, it's kind of a cope. You're in denial. Corporations were literally hiring Robin DiAngelo to give PowerPoint presentations to workers on how to be less white. This was a thing that happened. I remember Coca-Cola doing it specifically.
was great. Why did we get rid of that? After the election, one of the only politicians I've...
Okay, I don't know how much of that is supposed to be a joke. It was not delivered like a joke. I don't fucking know, dog. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Woo! That was a rough statement. That was a rough fucking statement. Let's see what year the Rodney King riots were. It was 92. But you know, guys, things were great back then. Everything was totally fine. Everything was totally under control. Racially. In the 90s. So true, bestie. Just so true.
I've seen who is actively trying to understand why people voted the way that they did is AOC. When I met her, I whispered into her ear, "Take the pronouns out of your bio." And she did. Anyway, after the election, AOC found out that a ton of people voted for her down ballot, but also voted for Trump for president on the same ticket. Curious, she took to her Instagram to ask people why they did that. And these were some of their answers. I feel like Trump and you are both real. It's real simple. Trump and you care for the working class.
Ugh. Trump and you care for the working class. Just complete, diametrically opposed entities. AOC and Donald Trump. Insane, man.
Do you know how many people used to like Bernie Sanders and now vote for Donald Trump, and vice versa? There are so many conservatives I know who used to be Bernie Sanders supporters. Is it because Bernie and Trump are so much alike? No. But their rhetoric, how they spoke, who they spoke to, who they fought for or claimed to fight for, the forgotten man, the American worker, this is populism. And throughout history, populism could be used for good or for evil. And like I said in many of my videos, if you don't understand this, you're never gonna get it. Maybe this is a one-time thing, maybe...
Right, but this really speaks to the idea that a lot of people are actually very uninformed and actually pretty unintelligent. If you can't tell the difference between a guy who, when he talks about his populism, someone like Bernie Sanders, when you can't tell the difference between his populism and Trump's populism, yeah, I don't think that you're a particularly bright person. So I think that, like, you know, kind of shitting all over the idea and getting really pissy and really mad whenever anyone's like, yeah, a lot of the American electorate is pretty uninformed, pretty unintelligent, pretty uneducated, and then pointing to this and later on even making a point in your own video of like, yeah, it's not actually that people knew about the policy. It's not actually that people understood whether there was validity to what was being said or not. It's just that people heard a thing that was being said and they liked the thing that was being said and they took that at face value. So yeah, I mean, you are also basically in a roundabout way saying that a lot of these people are pretty unintelligent. You're saying they can't tell the difference.
It's just because of Trump or inflation, or maybe the meme is coming true. Maybe Republicans are the new party of the working class. Democrat?
That's just so insane, man.
See, this is one reason I don't see why you should blame the voters. Like, obviously the Democratic Party is doing something wrong if blue-collar working class people of all races are moving towards the Republican Party. And the Democrats are only gaining with old women and coastal elites. The voters don't see you as the party for the little guy. They see a literal billionaire as the party for the little guy. You are doing something wrong! I hope the male loneliness epidemic eats you MAGA scum alive. I hope you feel a hole in your soul and feel unloved until your dying day. I hope you rot in your deathbed wondering why women looked at you like you had rabies your whole life as your eyes closed for the last.
I'm not gonna defend this. This is not good or healthy.
I'm also not going to defend that.
Honestly, Gnome Bro and this guy have been pretty reasonable.
Bye, Jar Jar.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe not all Democrats are doomed. Maybe there is a chance a Democrat wins 2028. Maybe some really do get it. Some liberals use the occasion to look down upon the icky dummies who are too stupid to know they shouldn't vote for Trump. Yep.
I mean, where's the lie?
So that was that video. That is all I can take. Ladies and gentlemen, they are not sending their best. Despite it all, it was fun doing a reaction video to people's reaction of me. But that is enough of my yapping. Now I want to hear you yap. You think...
Okay. Woo! That was fucking rough. That was rough. That was a lot. Thank you for the 8d20 psychic damage, Merrick. I will never be the same. You're welcome. You're welcome. That was a time that we all just had together, but we got through it, okay? We got through that time, and we're all gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be all right. I'm gonna go potty. I will be back. Okay, come on. Oh, it's a good boy. It's a big boy. Mommy has to go pee. Oh. I'm sorry. Don't look at me like that. I let you sit on my lap for like an hour. Hi. Hello. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. So, I just realized that it is 6 o'clock. It's 6 o'clock. I have to be in Colleen tonight. Yeah, I'm back. I have to be in Colleen tonight. So, I gotta get all of my stuff together. I'm gonna be there for a couple days, so I gotta get all my stuff together. I have to figure out like what stuff I need to prep for making OF content. Pack my overnight bag, and then get on going. So it's already 6. Fuck. Okay. I think we're gonna call this a wrap. I really wanted to talk about some tweets today. I really wanted to talk about some really scary tweets today that were like about this woman who it kind of seems like was date raped, and the guy filmed it, and she's like really scared and upset. Kind of seemed like that what was happening, and it like blew up on Twitter, and it became this thing where a bunch of guys were like, be careful who you bring home, blah blah blah, and it turned into something really scary. But I don't think we definitely do not have time to get into that, and that is like a huge bummer. So let's just see who we want to raid. We'll just make this this video about Shu, we'll make it a segment. Tomorrow, no, because I'm gonna be at his place tomorrow. I leave, what is today, Saturday? Today is Saturday. So I leave tonight, I'll be at his place on Sunday, and then I come back Monday morning. So I won't stream until probably Monday or Tuesday if that happens, but I also don't want to make any promises that I cannot keep. So let's see who is streaming. I'm gonna send you guys to Hassan, actually. So let's see. Okay. Alright guys, get in the raid. Get in the raid. Get in the raid. Yeah, almost making a schedule. I might actually be a professional streamer at one point. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.